Hey, and welcome to another episode of Spiritman Network Podcast with Michael Taylor. Our mission here, the Spiritman Network Podcast, is based on the scripture Proverbs 20:27, that the spirit of man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward places of his heart. And that talking about that is just that God speaks to the human heart, and God speaks to our heart, and we all have a story within God's greater story. And today, I'm going to be kind of flipping the script on myself. I was really asking the Lord, who can I interview for my next podcast? Because I really want to continue this path and this progress. And that same day, I was approached by these three students, Kevin, Andrew, and Kailee. And they're students here at Houston Christian University. They're working on a school project within their FYS project. They're all freshmen here at the university. I just want to put the ball in y'all's hands now, and you guys field your questions to me.
We have similar majors. You know, I'm an animation major. Andrew is
I'm a video game design major.
Yeah, and Kailee is also an animation major.
Let's go with who has the first question.
Well, obviously, we're going to start off with just the basics. Can you tell us your name and what your responsibility here is?
Yeah, my name is Michael Taylor. My responsibility is I'm a video production specialist. And then what I do a lot is I do recordings in this room, which is the HCU television studio. And then I've streamed a number of events in here, such as press conferences. So when we've ever had athletic coaches or something like that sign on. And then I just edit and produce videos for the university. So that's kind of my primary responsibility. When I started here in 2015. Yeah, so I've been working here for about almost 10 years now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, how have your experiences been? What would you say is your most interesting thing you've done?
I think one of the most interesting things that I've done, just coming to the top of my mind, is that I recorded and edited a video from with the Vice President of the United States, former Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence, and that was really interesting. You know, I never would have thought that I would have been in a situation like that where I would be producing and editing something for someone who was, so well known. So that was definitely really cool. And then on my first day on the job here at the university, I was recording the president of the university, Dr. Robert Sloan. So I just really came in you say you put your feet to the fire, so I came in pretty hot. And so it was a great day. Those are some really key things. And one of the other really important things that I think that I did was over COVID, I recorded a series of messages with Dr. Sloan, encouraging messages to the university. And we put those in a series, and it was about the Bible. So I really loved those times, because it's you're doing something that's not just about yourself. We were truly doing something to encourage the whole community, the university community. Yeah.
Now, I do want to branch onto that real quick.
Go on.
Now, honestly, those are really interesting. Never have I ever never would I thought that's something someone at this university would do, because it's there's a lot of people that I've heard from here, but I want to know, are those opportunities what made you want to work here, or is there something that also branches off into that area?
No, not really. I mean, what really made me want to work here is that I feel that God has called me to minister the gospel through media. So I've always been a person about media. My very first job as a teenager was working in Blockbuster Video. So, and then I worked at a movie theater, then I worked at a radio station, then I worked at a television station, then I worked for a worldwide ministry, and now I'm working for a university that reaches the world. So, and then truly, we all can reach the world every single day because of the World Wide Web. It's nothing new that people reach the world. I mean, we're all global. And that's why I do media. I mean, I just really feel that God's called me to do that, and doing this with the podcast as well, with Spiritman Network Podcast, is that I know that God has a calling and a purpose for every person's life, and that is also what I love about working at Houston Christian University, is talking to students like yourself. I mean, I do my job to facilitate your needs. I record convocation is one of the things that I'm responsible for doing. And then I've moved up into a role where I'm managing people who are recording convocation and things like that. Because there's so many things that the university does do. I mean, as a marketing department, I'm a small portion of a larger marketing department. And we cater to 11 colleges and schools throughout the campus. So we're a small business that helps to facilitate the brand of Houston Christian University.
How was your experience with constructive criticism handled from your supervisor? Tell us maybe an example, an experience that you remember.
Well, Kevin, I don't have any particular constructive criticisms. Well, there are a couple, but really one of the events, I would say, where I did make a mistake came over that time where I was doing those videos with the president, mm-hmm. and within that time frame, I had lost some video. The video files got corrupted because I was working on some equipment, from my house. And then I went back to the president, and I literally had like sweat going to my back because I'm really nervous about what he's going to say. But he turned to me and he said, "Well, have you tried everything?" And I said, "Yes, sir. Yes, I did." And he goes, "Okay, well, we'll just have to re-record them," and we did that. And I just couldn't believe, he handled it so well. He's just such a gentleman, and it's great to work for people like that. And it really helps me in wanting to be a leader in certain situations that's how I need to conduct myself. And we all should have good role models like that. Just in convocation today, the president was speaking, and he said, we need to be imitators of God. So, and then sometimes we don't always follow people in the way that we want to, though we shouldn't follow every person, but we don't follow bad examples, we follow good examples. Yes. And that's what the Apostle Paul was talking about when he's saying, be imitators of God, is that we're to follow those who follow Christ.
All right. What kind of interesting works have you done as a video specialist? Can you tell us what was your most favorite besides that one with the vice president?
I think things with athletics are really fun. I mean, a couple years ago, the baseball team had some new uniforms that they were releasing, and I was here in the same studio, and it was really cool. I was, did a recap video highlighting their new uniforms. So those kinds of things stand out. And then I used to do a weekly podcast series and called Think About It, and that stood out to me. That's one of the things that was one of the big things that I've done. And then anytime that I can, just capture someone's story and share that, it's really cool. So yeah, and I think we all really work here at the university because we love what it stands for, and we love the students who we want to help. Yeah.
It was really, really awesome. So with that being said, were there any previous time periods, whether it's in college or you working, that helped you prepare you for your job right now?
I think it's I've heard it's like an onion, it's all along the way. We learn in layers. I've heard that said before, and I think I heard that from a course that I actually took here, and I do think that that's one of the great things, one of the great opportunities that I've had working here at Houston Christian University, is that I've been able to get a degree here, where I got my bachelor's degree here in mass media, so I've gone through the same kind of program that you all are going through. But what's really helped me along the way are just the experiences and the people along the way. So there have been, my time in radio. My time in radio was very impactful, where I just worked really hard at wanting to be a radio DJ and get on the air and that kind of thing. And then there are some people who they're professionals today, that they were really impactful in my life. And then people who worked here at the university, they've just really helped to shape me, and I've grown so much since I've been here in 9 years that I really think that I've put my hand in a little bit of everything. I've just opened myself up for good opportunities to come my way. Whether it's been video, whether it's been social media, whether it's been, working on the backside of a website, whether it's been working at events or doing camera operation, editing videos, whatever people ask me to do, I do my best to try to facilitate that. Yes.
That's really cool. It sounds like you've worked in a lot of areas, so radio, television, film, that sort of thing. So if someone were to follow your footsteps, what would you recommend they do first, and what would you tell them?
Just keep knocking on doors. That's what I would say. Just keep knocking on doors. In order to get my foot into the radio station when I was growing up, and then, this job was a gift from God, really, and then I just walked through that door that God opened, but just keep pursuing what you're passionate about. I've been passionate about media, my whole life, so I've always loved television. I like radio. I love movies, and then when I fell in love with Jesus, that was when everything kind of bottled together. And I was like, okay, well, this is what I can do. I'm supposed to share the gospel. I'm supposed to go into all the world and preach the gospel, So, and then that's how I can do that, by, get in media and being with, radio, television, or movies, all of those things. So that would be my answer, is just knock on doors and keep knocking, and then keep working toward what you're pursuing. Yeah, don't take no for an answer. If somebody says no first, that's not the end. Yeah, and I keep saying that to everybody, even today, because I saying it to myself as well. So sometimes you're your own worst enemy. Yeah.
It reminds me of a quote I heard a long time ago that said, "It's not a dead end; it's just a plot twist."
Yeah. That's a good quote. That's pretty cool. I like that.
We greatly appreciate you taking the time out your day for us to interview you, and we hope that you still have an amazing day.
Oh, Kailee, it was my pleasure. Andrew, Kevin, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And guys, thanks for tuning in to the Spiritman Network podcast. This has been another great episode with, you can see, some great students right here from Houston Christian University. And I was just so blessed by the questions that they just gave me. We're new friends, and whenever I see them on campus from now on, I'm going to be saying, hey, and how are you guys doing in class? So thanks for listening to this episode of the Spiritman Network podcast with Michael Taylor, and we'll see you on the next episode.